The one thing I think students should know about job searching is it's really on them. If they wait around for somebody to tell them what to do or solve that problem for them, they'll simply be older. So the research shows that students who leave the college and then go home, they're only looking for work about 1 hour a week. So they're not getting it done after they graduate. So my advice would be to start before you graduate, own the process, stop waiting for someone to solve that problem, and go forward, move forward now. Students should start their job search in the freshman year. Seniors don't like to hear that, but it's really true. In your freshman year, you can begin to explore career ideas. So I separate job search kind of into 3 pieces: ideation, exploration, and job search. So from the freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, you can do ideation and exploration. So that gives you a chance to get some career ideas, explore some career ideas. And I think the hottest tip I could give to any young person is to write papers in college about your career ideas. Whatever it is, whether you're interested in investment banking or child psychology, go out there and find someone in investment banking or in child psychology and interview them for your paper. That way you're going to make connections, and everybody takes phone calls from students. There's something about students. They're like puppies and kittens. Everybody loves them, and they'll talk to them. After you graduate, you're like a stray dog, and they won't talk to you anymore. You call them up, and they're all bad connection. You're like, Dad, it's a landline. Take the call. But it's better if you start freshman, sophomore, junior. Senior, you can do it. Of course you can do it, but it's better to start early. Well, there's a whole series of ways to explore career options in the book that I wrote called How to Get Any Job, which is used here on campus. But I'd go to the Career Center and sit down with a career counselor as soon as possible, this semester, no matter what year in school you are, and say, I'd like to just know what kind of options are out there. That's an early conversation. Later on, you can talk about matching your skills to particular industries, but that initial kind of I'm clueless, the best place to stop by is the Career Center and meet with a career counselor that can help you get some guidance and some direction. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're just going to give you some ways of thinking about it that are very efficient and effective. Well, students have more experience than they think. This whole thing, you have to have experience before you can have a job. It scares students a lot, I think. But you sell your activities to employers. So this stuff that you do on campus that a lot of students think is just part of going to college is actually part of skills building. So being an officer of a student activity gives you a chance to practice your organizational skills, sales skills, presentation skills, event management skills. And those are ways that a student with no quote-unquote experience, like on the job, actually have something to put on a resume. So instead of putting that you plowed a field all the last 3 summers, or that you were a cashier in some gas station for the last 3 summers, skip that and concentrate on student stuff that's actually preparatory, improves career readiness. So that's one way. The other way is to actually get that experience. Whether you're a freshman or whether you're a senior, and even if you're an alumnus or an alumna, your university can give you chances to get experience while you're in school. Stop by the development office, stop by the media office, stop by the president's office, stop by the admissions office and say, I'd love to get involved in what you guys are doing. Paid or unpaid is not the point. I want to get my hands in what you're doing, and that's the way to get experience while you're still at school. I think so many students think school is about going to class and making good grades. Yes, that's important, but it's also important to maximize your exposure to school and maximize your chances to build skills. The best way to begin looking for a job, if you have the job idea already, is to find somebody who has that job and interview them. There's kind of 2 models. If you're a student, the best model is informational interviewing. If you're a seasoned worker, the best model is a style called candidate in waiting. I covered this in a book of mine called Cracking the Hidden Job Market. But for a student, the best thing to do is find someone who has the job they're interested in and say, can I interview you about that job? Don't even ask them for a job. Don't even ask them if they're hiring. That's not the point. The point is to learn more about the idea that you have. And once you flesh that idea in, that will lead you to finding more people that have access to those types of jobs. So looking for information actually gets you to a job faster than looking for a job. Technology has made this job search process easier than it's ever been before, but it's a double-edged sword. Unfortunately, young people use technology to hide from people. So they're in their apartment at 4 in the morning applying for jobs online. That technology is suited for that. I mean, it's designed to do that. Unfortunately, that's not a great way to look for work. What I would use technology for is to find people and talk to them. So instead of hiding from them, to embrace the idea that you can find anybody. Basically, LinkedIn is the world's best friend for job seekers. You can find anybody on LinkedIn. All professionals are on LinkedIn. And if you pay for the premium service, which during a job search I certainly would, then you can email strangers unless they have blocked that feature. And so it's an opportunity for you to reach out and touch anybody in the whole world. And of course, what you then ask for is, can I talk to you? Can I interview with you? Or you can ask them straight up, I'm interested in working for your organization in this capacity. And you have to be very specific. You can't say, I want to work at your company. You have to say, I want to do this for you. Who do I talk to about that? And technology's made that super easy. Used to it was impossible. Now it's super easy. Instead of waiting until the senior year, what I think first-year students and second-year students can do is start to explore their career ideas by finding alumni that have the jobs they're interested in, and thinking about careers and talking to people about their careers and doing career exploration. It's not really the right time to do job search, but it's a great time to do exploration. And I also think about the summers as part of college. You have 3 summers in college, and they're very important. Statistically, they're extraordinarily important in terms of the student's long-term success. And the most important summer of all is the summer between the junior and senior year. Students should intentionally plan that summer to support their graduate school or career launch plans. That is not the summer to be goofing off. See the Career Center for help in planning summers, and I think students need to do that very intentionally. When students are interested in working somewhere else, maybe far from Fargo and Moorhead, they need to know that the street address is disappearing from resumes anyway. So if they have a friend who lives in that city, you could use their street address, but more likely just leave the street address off. So you can apply for positions in Chicago and put your name and then Chicago, Illinois, and your phone number. Now, if you do this, I want to be clear, you're forfeiting your right to ask them to pay for your airplane ticket or for your gas to drive to Chicago. But it's a way of looking like a local. So students can look like locals all over the country this way, and it keeps them from being pigeonholed as from far away. No one's going to relocate a student, a new hire out of college, or even grad school, frankly, in this economy. But they will be happy to talk to the student if they have the local city on their resume. And then if you go to the meeting, you have to pay for your own gas. You show up, and they say, well, you've got Chicago on here, and obviously you live in Moorhead, Minnesota. What's up with that? Then you say, well, as soon as you hire me, I'm going to move to Chicago. I know what college graduates want from their first job. They want an opportunity to develop their skills. And in fact, that's what they care the most about. If you bore somebody with a first job, they'll quit that job, even if the pay is solid. So I know that that's what new hires out of college want. They want to be developed in their jobs. They want to be challenged in their jobs. They do not like to be bored. What should they expect? I think that what they should expect a little more of that they're not expecting is to pay a little bit of dues. Young people are so used to being stimulated by the college and university experience that sometimes they think a job is that stimulating, and it may not be. And sometimes you just have to pay a little dues to get the attention of your boss. And I think a student that's willing to do that is going to stand out. I think that we put too much emphasis on knowing what you want to do. The world is complicated, and there's a lot of chance involved with the world. And so by asking young people to know exactly what they want to do, we may be doing them a disservice. What they should do is go out and try things out. It's okay to fail in America. We live in a world of second, third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth chances. So if you're curious if you want to work in a law firm or become an attorney, go get a job in a law firm. If you don't like it, you'll be fine. You can do something different. So I guess I want to tell students, you don't have to know exactly what you want to do, but you do have to get out of bed every day and go do something. And so there's some new research about bonding that says that we don't actually have to know in advance what we're going to do, that when we get in there, if we are an energetic and creative, engaged person, we'll find a spot to thrill ourselves with and to be a major contributor with. And so I think students have hesitation because they don't know what they want to do. And I think we should give them more permission to be wrong and to try things out without knowing if they really are going to like it. And so that hopefully will get students past that point of being frozen of, I don't know. Well, you don't have to know. You just have to get out of bed and go try it. The best piece of career advice I could give any student is this: you get jobs by talking to people. You don't get jobs by having your computer talk to another computer. So my best advice to a young person today would be to learn to make phone calls, to get out of your apartment, to go visit people face to face, to dress up, meet people for lunch, meet people for coffee, because that's how people actually get jobs. And it will really stand out, because lots of young people are afraid to do that, and they hide behind social media, and they hide behind their phones, using them strictly for texting. So my advice, get out of the house.